Under the veil of a moonlit night, clouds drifted lazily over jagged mountain peaks. A group of men, armed and resolute, marched with determined steps, their shadows weaving through the misty darkness. At their center stood the MC, the heavenly demon, a figure exuding an aura of unearthly power. Without warning, they lunged at him, weapons raised high, their collective intent clear, to strike him down. The heavenly demon raised his hand and said, "I will give you blood and fear." With a single motion, he unleashed his might. Heads fell from shoulders, cleaved by an unseen blade, and a torrential rain of blood poured from the heavens. He stood unscathed, a solitary figure amid the chaos. As more enemies prepared to engage, gripping their weapons with trembling hands, the heavenly demon scoffed. "Weak and foolish," he muttered, his voice laced with contempt. Demonstrating the true power of the soul-augmenting demonic art, he summoned monstrous, demonic arms from the mountain ground. The men faltered, their confidence shattered. Panic set in as the colossal arms lashed out, crushing assassins with devastating force. Screams filled the air, drowned out only by the cacophony of cracking bones and splattering blood. One by one, the men were annihilated. The heavenly demon smirked as blood rained once more, staining the battlefield. Silence fell, no life remained. But then, a sharp pain pierced his chest. He staggered, coughing blood. A dark presence approached with a sinister smile, and the MC realized the soul-augmenting demonic art's recoil had begun, a price for consuming thousands of souls. A black void appeared from the ground, its depths illuminated by numerous threatening eyes. Chains shot forth, binding him in place. He roared in frustration, a surge of power shattering the chains, but his defiance was short-lived. Before him appeared a glowing orb, pulsing with an energy so intense it seemed to pierce through his very soul. The heavenly demon froze, his expression shifting from fury to despair. The orb began absorbing his demonic aura, and in that moment, he felt his life slipping away. Regret filled his heart as he reflected on his path of destruction. For the first time, he longed for peace, for the simplicity of a quiet life unburdened by power and bloodshed. As the light consumed him, his last thought was a wish to start anew. A man sat on a rock overlooking a still, serene pond. A servant approached, calling out, "Sir, it's time for your meal." The man, Byok-Tae-san, the second son of the Golden Wall merchants, raised his hand languidly, then swung it through the air in a sharp motion, as if imagining slicing the servant's neck. The gesture was enough to make the servant yell at him in annoyance. Unbeknownst to the servant, this man was the heavenly demon, reborn into a weak, fragile body, a body so feeble it could barely dress itself or lift a spoon. Worse still, every meridian in the body was severed, leaving him unable to channel energy. MC silently cursed his misfortune. Reduced to inhabiting this wretched form. Consuming souls would be the easiest solution to fix his broken body, but the terrible side effects were a risk he couldn't take, not when he'd been granted this rare second chance at life. Still, his death as the heavenly demon had not been in vain. In his final moments, he'd glimpsed a profound truth about the soul-augmenting demonic art. If he could master it in this new life, it might lead him to heights he had never achieved before. Deciding to go to the fragrant flower house, MC agrees to take a bodyguard upon the servant's request. When the bodyguard arrived, MC immediately noticed something peculiar. This wasn't just a hired thug, the man exuded refined energy, the kind only seasoned warriors possessed. When they entered the fragrant flower house, a flurry of beautiful women greeted them with coy smiles. MC drank with them, and finally, he pointed to one of the girls, signaling her to follow him to a private room. Other women laugh at MC because they know him to be frail and weak. Moments later, the tranquility of the house shattered with piercing, unrelenting screams. Every head turned toward the room where MC and the girl had gone. The sound was so raw and intense. Inside, MC stood over the girl, his hand hovering above her head. A glowing aura rose from her, merging with the dark energy in his hand, as though her very soul was being consumed. His expression was calm, cold, as he channeled the energy with practiced precision. Was he treading the same path as before, consuming souls to fuel his power? Or was this tied to the realization he'd had before his death, the key to ascending to an unparalleled level?